We'll get started in just about when I see the button. All right, here we go. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. I hope you're having a great week. We are, what, 2 more weeks? And the session is, our semester is over. So congrats to our freshmen who have almost made it through your first semester here at DSU. And our upperclassmen, we appreciate you. And we're excited for you, especially our seniors who will be graduating in May. Oh, some of you guys are going to graduate in December, so congrats to you as well. Congrats to you. This morning, we are doing our last leadership development session from the Office of Urella, and it is the importance of self-care and really focusing on mental health. So I hope that you get something from this. I know you will get something from this. We all need to take notes. We all need to be dialed in and listening to the things that Mrs. Poe is going to tell us about self-care, because we all need to take care of ourselves. We give so much and so much and so much. And sometimes we just need to be selfish and take care of and make sure that we're good so that everyone else around us is good. So for my all those who have joined, who have not put your classification and majors in the chat, please do so. For our honor students, thank you for joining. Juniors and seniors, you know this is a part of your requirement for graduating the honors program. So thank you, and we will have you accounted for. For our freshmen and sophomores, congrats to you and kudos to you for joining in. These development sessions are not only for juniors and seniors, but they're required for juniors and seniors. So our freshmen and sophomore, we appreciate you taking the time out this morning to come and to get this information, because it's only going to make you a better student, a better professional, a better leader. And at this time, I'm going to introduce to you guys someone who we should all know. And if you don't know, you have to get to know us here in the Office of Urella. But it is our executive director, Ms. Shonda Poe. She in the Office of Urella, so undergraduate research, experiential learning, and honors. I'm gonna let her give her full intro to you and take us in. Thank you, Mrs. Poe, for doing the session for us. And again, I'm excited. I have my where's my notepad? My notepad to take notes on, because I need some help in the area of self-care. So I'm gonna turn it over to you. Thank you so much, and let's get to it.
All right. Thank you very much, Miss Craig. I appreciate that. Good morning, everyone. And on behalf of the Office of Urella, we are so glad that you joined us today. I want to be able to share some important information with you about self-care. And so what I'm going to do, Miss Craig, if you can just, kind of pull my coattail when it's time for me to wrap it up. I have a tendency to talk. So, but I just want you to know that we're so happy that you joined us today. So I'm getting ready to get right into it. We're going to share some information with you. We hope that you'll be able to gain some benefits and some nuggets from it. Okay. We will start. And Miss Craig, are you able to see the slides?
Yes, we are good to go.
Oh, thank you very much. Welcome to the final session of the fall semester, the leadership development session number 3, self-care and mental health. My name is Shonda Poe, Executive Director of Urella. I am a DSU alumni, class of 1992. We were the last class to graduate from Delaware State College, which then transitioned to DSU. I've been at Delaware State University for 15 years, and I'm always putting the Hornets first. So let's get right into it for our self-care. First of all, if you're able to, I want you to take a deep breath and then exhale. Because the importance about mental health and self-care is taking some time just to breathe in and breathe out. Don't do it too many times because we don't want you to fall over. But this way you're able to relax, and then you'll be able to have some time for calmness. And so we're going to get right into it. So let's talk about self-care. Now, majority of my presentation will actually be derived from the National Institutes of Health. And so it is a federal agency that actually centers around mental health, a lot of research. I used to work for NIH when I was here at DSU for Neuroscience Research Center. And so they're really into doing research and making sure that people have everything they need when it comes to self-care. So the definition of self-care, it means taking the time to do things that help you live well and improve both your physical health and mental health. And when it comes to your mental health, self-care can help you manage stress, lower your risk of illness, and increase your energy. Wow. And even small acts of self care in your daily life can have a big impact, which is true. And if you look at the word cloud here, you can see some of the words about related to self care. Activity, exercise. Listen, we're at the end of the academic semester. There's a lot that's been going on. Sometimes it may feel like you're like a gerbil in one of those wheels and you're going around and around and around. And so sometimes you have sleep deprivation. You may not always have time to exercise, or you may not always have time to eat right because you're just trying to balance it all. And basically, everything that you probably have in your life, from academics to work to family care, everything seems to be a priority all at the same time. Mental health. So, according to the National Library of Medicine under NIH, mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well being, and it affects how we think, feel, and act as we cope with life. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. And mental health is important at every stage of your life. And so, if you look at the word cloud here for mental health, it has to do with mentally, how do you prepare yourself for your day? Whether you start off your day with prayer, with yoga, with meditation, or however you start each and every day to be able to prepare you for the tasks that are all laid before you. So it has to do with positive thinking. You don't know what's going to lie ahead for your day. You don't know what's going to happen. Now, you may have an idea because you have scheduled courses, you may have to work, or whatever the cases may be, student organization meetings, trying to fit it all in, right? So it all starts with your mental wellness. It starts with, what am I thinking about when I get up in the morning? Say, is today going to be a good day? I can make a choice, right? You can't prevent things happen badly, but you do have control of, okay, if this happens, then I'm going to make a choice to go this direction. Try to make sure that you prepare your day with, if you know you're going to have a full day and it's going to be really heavy, then try to find one way to reward yourself before the end of the day. So say, for instance, I know I have a full day today, right? So I know I'm going to I treated myself with a Coke Zero. Yes, I know some may think soda's bad, but it's my treat because I know I have a full day. I'll be here till 8 p.m. tonight. So I know that makes me happy. That little reward makes me happy. A reward for you might be able to do a shopping spree or whatever the case may be. Mentally, I'm preparing myself for my own happiness today. All right? Self-care. Let's talk about self, right? Emotional wellness checklist. Here's a checklist from NIH where it says emotional wellness is the ability to successfully handle life stresses and to adapt to change in difficult times. And here's just some tips. Build resilience. Take time for yourself. You know how you have your course schedule, you have your work schedule, you have a schedule for student meetings and so forth. Carve in some time to take time for yourself. Even if you have to rest and not do a thing, if you have to stay in your dorm room, put your feet up, watch your favorite show, or just turn it all off. Carve out that time. Put it in your cell phone on your calendar, right? When that bell goes ding and it's alerting you saying, okay, self time. This is taking time for myself. If your friends say, hey, go with me to the Ville, let's go to student center. No, I've got something planned already. I can't make it. You don't have to tell anyone, right? You don't have to put it on Facebook. You don't have to, not Facebook, but social media. You don't have to put on there, well, I'm just relaxing, because then people will find you and say, hey, you should come hang out. No, don't. Take time for yourself. Explore your purpose of your life, right? I know we're all busy, but try to sit down and explore, why am I here? What am I doing? I know I'm in college. I know I'm pursuing an educational degree to have an improved life after graduation. But what is my true purpose of life? Social connections. Try to stay socially connected. Listen, you all don't have to be social butterflies. You don't have to have a gazillion, amount of friends. Even if you have that one friend, stay connected with people. Listen, with COVID, it really shifted a whole lot, right? We went from in person, doing everything in person, seeing each other, to shift overnight to virtual, everything. Now we're at a point where we're doing more in person. Stay socially connected. Talk to someone. And not only talk to someone, confide in someone who actually listens, okay? Reducing stress. Listen, it's tough when you're trying to balance it all, but here's some helpful hints. Proper sleep time. Set that alarm to make sure you go to sleep. Miss Poe, she falls asleep 10 p.m. every night. Why? Because I'm getting older. Oh, well, but I make sure that I have at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep, because I'm going to tell you the very next day, especially if you have a super busy day, you're going to thank yourself for resting. Your body has to rest, and it will give you signals, just like a car, right? Your engine is low, you get that red signal on your dashboard saying, hey, something's wrong with the engine, or something's wrong with the tire pressure. Get that proper sleep time. You'll feel better and you do better. Try to exercise, even if it's for a 10-minute walk, even if it's for a 5-minute walk, some sort of exercise, or whether you do yoga or whatever the case may be, or lift weights, take that time. If you know you can't do 30 minutes, it's okay. I'm going to take a 5-minute walk. Your blood is circulating, your mind is circulating, and it creates, and builds up endorphins to be happy. Social support, you set your priorities. Listen, social support's important. You can't do it all, and just know that you don't have to put pressure on yourself. Stay connected, relax, right? That's something that's hard to do. I know. I understand. Trying to balance it. Again, carve out time to relax and seek help. Listen, just because you may ask for help for a counselor, like at Delaware State, we have counseling services. It's okay to talk to someone. Get it out. Don't keep it in. Because we all live on earth and we do not have the answers to every single problem. But we do know people who actually master in these types of services where we can talk to. Again, get quality sleep. Try to keep that sleep pattern, whether you have those LED lights on or whatever it is that it helps you to relax. Detect. I know it's hard to get off that cell phone and off of your devices. I understand that. But even if it's 5 minutes, and you have those automatic messages saying do not disturb, or you're taking a nap, I use it now. You could too. Avoid caffeine. I know I had a Coke Zero. I know I'm going to have one. But at night, try not to have any caffeine, because it increases your heart rate and it'll keep you up at night. Be mindful. Take some deep breaths. Take a walk. Exhale. Do a mental check, right? Do a mental check for yourself. There are mindful resources that are online. They're like, well, what do you mean? Do a mental scan. How do I do that? You can check online, look on YouTube for some resources and so forth. Ask yourself, look in the mirror. How am I doing today? Don't lie to yourself. If you're at a point where you feel like you're going to have a nervous breakdown and you're just going to, explode, that's when you can talk to someone. If you're close with your roommate or a good friend, say, I need to vent. I don't need you to give me a response. I just need you to listen. A lot of times we need someone to listen more and talk less. If you're going through loss, right? Coping with loss is extremely difficult. Talk to a sincere friend. You can join a grief support and take care of yourself. You don't have to push down the grief. Dealing with, a loss of a loved one is extremely delicate, and it's a holy time. And so you want to be able to have your feelings addressed and someone to listen to you. And please try not to make any major changes when you're going through loss, because sometimes, you're just not balanced at that time during grieving. So major changes like, I don't know if you own a home. I'm not going to assume that you don't, but like trying to sell a home or trying to sell off items of your loved ones or things like that. Try not to make any major change where you'll be in a better headspace. And strengthen your social connections again. This is one thing about, I'm finding out, but the research that I've done with mental wellness and also self-care is strengthening your social connections, building strong relationships, stay active, pick up a hobby, volunteer. Volunteering helps you to feel good because you're helping others and you're helping yourself. Self care. Here's some items on the checklist for social wellness. According to NIH, positive social habits can help you build support systems and stay healthier mentally and physically. Make connections. You can join a group of your interests. So if you're a first year student and you haven't joined a group, or if you're a senior and you're graduating in May and you still haven't joined a student group, it's never too late to get connected. Try new physical activity. Again, volunteer, or if you can travel, even if it's down to Rehoboth Beach, you and your friends can get in the car. Be safe now. You go to Rehoboth Beach. I know it's cold. You can grab a bite to eat at a restaurant or something. They have shopping there. They have the outlets. That's great. You know, shopping therapy does work. Also, to take care of yourself if you have to care for others. Know that sometimes some of us have to take care of others. You know, you don't know what your fellow classmates are going through, especially if they're commuting and they have to go home and take care of parents, or if they have to go home and take care of a grandparent, or especially siblings. Or when you yourself goes home for the holidays, first thing you walk in the door, all your family sees now is, hey, here's the adult. You can watch your brothers and sisters. You can babysit your cousins. You're off for a few weeks. You know, so while you're taking care of others, take care of yourself by taking daily breaks. Exercise. If you have to watch kids, like I used to have to babysit kids a lot, I'd have them exercise with me. So I can get my exercise in, and they can get their exercise too, and then put them down for a nap. And also to join a support group. Get active together. Walk in groups. Get some of your fellow classmates. If you're living in the dorms, grab them in the hallway, say, let's go take a walk. This is a beautiful, beautiful walking campus. Take a 5-minute walk, stop by the student center, grab something warm to drink like coffee or tea or something, or those lattes. But make some time, get together and walk and start circulating and help, or you can help your community. Build healthy relationships, share your feelings. Don't judge others because you never know what that person is going through at that time. You may go through something exactly like them or similar to it in the future. So please do make sure you respect others. Don't judge them. Be authentic. You can share your feelings. You don't always have to put your feelings on social media. Once you put that out there, right, it's hard to retrieve it. That's why you can find someone one-on-one, or if it's two or three of you that are really good friends. You don't always have to tell everything on social media. There are some things that should be left private, as far as, say, in your circle or with family that you can call like a favorite aunt or a cousin. There are just some things that are left private to help to rebuild you when needed. What's the importance of mental health? Why is mental health important to us? Well, mental health, it helps you to cope with the stresses of life. Stress is going to come. As long as you are living and breathing on this earth, stress will be there. It doesn't mean you build up anxiety for it. Doesn't mean you build yourself to work up yourself. You know your day ahead. Already you're thinking, man, I'm so stressed out and I haven't even left out of the dorm room or my house. Listen, helping you to cope with the stresses of life, counseling services here at Del State, they can help you and give you some tools to help you deal with your stress for your life, whether you're keeping track of your day, your meetings and so forth, helping you to prevent and avoid yourself from building yourself, from working yourself up to become anxious or upset. Be physically healthy. Again, is there's that balance. Have good relationships. That's extremely healthy as well. Make meaningful contributions to your community. Listen, I think there's like an Inspire community event coming up, I believe, in a week or so. I know Dr. Travis Sutler has announced it. It's going to be at the Bank of America. Listen, that's a way of giving back. It's a way of you stepping away from your daily tasks, and just taking a few moments just to give back to someone who has less than you do. Work productively, right? Again, schedule. Place your schedule. If you haven't already started, start today. Make a schedule. What am I going to do today? Schedule those breaks. Schedule a nap. Schedule time for yourself. That helps you to work productively. Realize your full potential because you all have it. You're here. So we all know that you have the potential of greatness, right? And so as you're walking through your greatness, understand and believe in yourself. Again, look in that mirror. Say to yourself, I have the full potential to be exactly what I'm supposed to be and do what I'm supposed to do. I remember I was a teenager in high school. You know, you're a teenager, you're going through changes. And back in the 80s, there was a saying, black by popular demand, right? We had sweatshirts, we had t-shirts, the communities, we were just all going by that saying. You know, every generation has a different type of saying. And so I wore the sweatshirt. I went to visit my grandparents who lived a few blocks away from me. And my grandmother stood me in the mirror and said, "What do you see?" "Grandma, I'm black by popular demand. I'm rocking the shirt. You know, this is who I am. What do you see? Look beyond that sweatshirt." And I looked and I'm like, "What do you mean?" She said, "Tell me who you are." And so she stood with me for about 20 minutes as I began to pour out exactly, I'm more than just a sweatshirt. I'm at the time, my family named Shonda Curtis. I'm a sophomore at East Orange High School in East Orange, New Jersey. I'm on the color guard. You know, I volunteer. I do this. I go to church. I do that. I do this. I plan to be. I want to go to college to be. That she showed me how to realize my full potential than just the saying that was on my shirt, right? So understand and look at yourself in the mirror and find out what your full potential is. How can I improve my mental health? First of all, acknowledging that I need to make some improvements to my mental health. I know I do. Every day is a different walk, but every day I know that I have a purpose to come here to this campus where I did a lot of growing in my younger years to be able to help all of you. Stay positive. Make a choice to stay positive. Sure, you may have bad days, some rough roads may come your way. Try your best to make a choice to stay positive. Practice gratitude. Listen, be grateful for the little things, right? So when the big things come, you really know how to be grateful. Even if somebody comes by and, you know, Miss Terry may come by and give me a bag of little Twizzlers. I love licorice, and so she knows it. So she'll come and surprise me with that or a bagel. Practice gratitude. Know that people, if they're doing for you, they're thinking about you. So you should be on the receiving end. Be grateful for it, for the little things and also the big things. Take care of your physical health the best way you can. Connect with others. Develop a sense of purpose. Develop coping skills. How do I cope with a rough day? What do I do? How do I handle this rough spot that I'm in? How do I handle meeting the deadlines when all of my instructors put on Blackboard, my assignment is due the same day? All the assignments. How do I cope with that? Right? I feel like I'm going to burst. You know, I feel like I'm in a tsunami. Things are just swirling all around me, right? If you're not able to talk to a loved one or someone you confide in, again, visit our DSU counseling services right here on campus. They will give you the tools to teach you how to cope. If you need to talk to a faculty member or one of us, one of the staff members, how do you cope with tough days? What are your coping mechanisms? We're all here. Don't think that we all have it together every single day because we don't know what each day is going to come about. But one thing that we're learning as we're getting older is making choices to be able to, whether I'm going to maybe positive even during a bad day, or how do I handle this problem? How, you know, what are my coping skills? How do I come up with this? Who do I talk to? Relaxation techniques. I love watching documentaries. I like sitting down after a long day with my husband, just watching, you know, good movie. I love Abbott Elementary. I don't know if you've seen that show. I love that. 90 Day Fiance. Listen, these are shows that I don't have to think. They entertain me. I laugh. Sometimes I learn something. But these are relaxation techniques, whether it's watching TV, watching documentaries, or If you go back home, you're sitting out on the porch, like I used to do back in the day, sit on the porch with your friends, just relaxing, just hanging out. Hang out with some of your friends in the dorm, one or two friends or whomever. Just relax, watch a good movie, make some popcorn, get some junior mints or something to relax you. That helps to improve your mental health. And here are some helpful resources. I'm going to see if I can play a YouTube video. I'm not great with technology, but we're going to try. Here are some helpful links. I'll be happy to share them with you. We can share the presentation with you after this is over. One of them I found is called Why HBCU Students Aren't Seeking Help for Their Mental Health, and this is at Howard University. Another link from NIH is Getting to Know Your Brain. I call it Dr. Kim. She explains how you can know your brain. Listen, we have brain, we have organs, but do we really know what goes on? She breaks everything down to find out how you can know your brain. We have DSU counseling services. Dr. Michael Monk, this is his phone number and his email address. If you find yourself that you're at a point where you have to talk to someone who's in this profession, please contact our DSU counseling services. Check us out on the website. They also have a 24-hour crisis hotline, okay? And so that if it's 1 in the morning and you feel like, you need to talk to someone, please, before you make any decisions to do anything or go anywhere, give them a call. They are trained to be able to listen to you, to help to talk you through whatever it is that you're going through. Okay, so make sure you do that. Also, too, ask for help. Here's some more information. First, determine how much your symptoms interfere with your daily life. You can take a screenshot of this. It's okay. Again, if you have certain symptoms and you feel like you need to talk to someone, it's okay to ask for help. I think that's the most respectful thing you can do for yourself. Respect yourself and ask for help. You don't have to try to figure it all out. And it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. This world has changed so much, and there's so many things that all of you are exposed to that you're trying to wrap your head all around it, and also maintain being a scholar, working, and whatever other responsibilities that you may have, especially as student leaders, right? There's a whole lot going on. So here's some helpful hints that you can actually look at. You can talk to someone in the profession. There's, if they have to, prescribe medications or something like that, talk to your family doctor, make sure you get another opinion. If you have severe symptoms, trouble sleeping, there's some self-care activities and some other mild symptoms that you can look at if you're feeling a little down, especially around the holidays, right? And especially if you are coping with the loss of a loved one, the holidays are seemingly extra special because you spend a lot more time with family during those holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve, holidays like that. And sometimes in this world, it seems like it's a hard time for a lot more people. And so if you feel that way, it's okay to talk to a professional about it. So make sure that you take heed to some of these helpful hints. And again, you're fine to ask for help. You're just fine for asking for help. And that's the best gift you can give to yourself. Right now, if you can, give yourself a hug. Miss Poe give herself a hug. Yay, I love myself. Tell yourself you love yourself. Sometimes, if you're by yourself, you're in your room, your roommates think like, why are you hugging yourself? Let them know, because I just need to give myself a hug. If no one else can give it to you, give yourself a hug. Tell your friends, give yourself a hug. Have a hug moment. Sometimes just taking out a few seconds just to acknowledge yourself, just to say, I'm okay. And yes, I have a purpose, and I'm going to live out my purpose, and I'm going to be a great citizen in my community, and I'm going to do exactly what I'm supposed to do. But at this moment, I'm taking care of myself so I can help take care of others. Make sure you give yourself a hug. And so I'm going to open this up for any questions or comments, but I wanted to see first if I can show you this video. It's only 2 minutes, Miss Craig, and if that's okay with you.
That's fine when you share, though. Across the top, there's a button you have to put for audio. So if you want, I can do it for you.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I don't know where that is.
All right, let's see. Hold on. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. Can we hear?
Okay. Are you able to hear?
Can you hear?
I can hear.
No, I can't hear anything.
Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. What about now?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I won't take any more um time up for that. But what I did was I did put it in the PowerPoint. Oh, this is cool. I did put it in the PowerPoint, and I will make sure we share the slides. I'm not sure. Do you need me to unshare? Okay. 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 So from the information, thank you, Ms. Craig. For the information that I share with you today, what I'd like to do is open up the floor to all of you. If you have questions or if you have comments, if you'd like to share information that might be helpful, to everyone here who's listening, the floor is yours.
So I do want to say that what you mentioned earlier in regards to really kind of scheduling that time out for yourself is super important. When you're busy, as I think all of us on this line have gone through coursework, we've gone through projects too, we've gone through finals and reports too, and sometimes we're overwhelmed. And so I feel like something you said that was very important was that we have to take the time for us, because if we're overwhelmed days after days after days after days, it doesn't, it's not a good thing for us personally. And we, even if we can put on the facade that we're doing well, but deep down inside, we're the only ones who live with each other, right? So making that time, as you said, in regards to just doing something, whatever, watching TV, watching a movie, going on a walk, keeping, getting that fresh air. I think that's super, super important for all of us to remember. So thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, Ms. Craig, for sharing your feedback. I really appreciate that. Why this is ring. Um, yeah, that is important to carve time out for yourself. That's extremely important. And sure, I understand sometimes it may not be till 9 o'clock at night because it depends on the type of day. Do we have something in the chat? I saw Miss Francois, her hand is raised.
Yeah, so Jessica, you can go ahead and unmute.
Hi, everyone. Good morning.
Hey.
I want to say that the point that resonated the most with me was especially about grieving. As we're getting older and we're experiencing more life, it's unfortunate, but the people in our family do tend to pass away. Me personally, I have lost two relatives like in the course of my college career, and I never really took the time to like sit and grieve. Like I was always trying to be like that stronger person for everyone. So like your advice, like really like seeking out grieving counselors or talking to a friend or somebody you trusted, like really really sat well with me. And regardless of how long ago it was, like there's always still time. So thank you.
Excellent. You're welcome, Ms. Francois. Thank you. Thank you for opening up and sharing that information. It's extremely valuable what you just shared, and you're absolutely correct. No matter when the loss took place, it's never too late to seek, counseling or support group to be able to address those feelings that you have been holding on to. Some people can hold on, for dear life. They'll hold on to things for a long time, while others may be able to move on, right? And it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you if you don't move on. But if it's starting to consume you to where it's so heavy, please connect with grief support system or counseling service to be able to talk about your feelings. Okay, so thank you so much for sharing that information with us, Miss Francois. Thank you. Shamaya. Shamaya has a comment. Don't be afraid to seek help if you need it. Exactly. Take it from me. If you take your growth and healing serious and do the work, it'll pay off. Exactly. Awesome, Miss Young. She's absolutely correct. Make sure that you seek the help, right? Because you only know what you need. No one else may not be able to know what you need. Sometimes your own parents may not know what you need because you may not be sharing it, or you may not feel like their answers are enough, right? Seek that help. Connect with someone so that you can continue to grow, and that your mental health and your self-care is definitely taken care of priority. Miss Leandra Miller says, thank you for this session. It was definitely on time for me. It's easy to forget to take the time to take care of yourself and your mental health. I especially enjoyed the part where you told us to take the time to give ourselves a hug. Sometimes we forget to pat ourselves on the back and give ourselves grace. Well said, Miss Leandra. Exactly. Give yourself a pat on the back. Sometimes I'll say, all right, Shonda, woo, whatever. Okay, I know it's a little square. But whatever it is that you say today to say, I don't know what they say now, Miss Craig. I'm lit. Whatever it is that you say, you just, give yourself that grace. Say, listen, I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm being hit from all angles. Nobody's happy. Criticizing this, criticizing that. It doesn't seem like it's good enough. Well, listen, people aren't going to talk about you if you're doing what's right. Right? If they don't talk about you, complain about you, then that means you're just like sailing through, riding through the wave, whatever. But when you're doing the best you can and you're working hard, be good to yourself. Be good to yourself. That's priority. All right? It's not being selfish. Be good to yourself. Nala. Okay, who else was first? I'm sorry, Miss Craig. Oh, Emma. Hi, Emma. For me, I have to take charge of my mental health because I'm not just a student, but a college athlete. Wow. Schedules are overwhelming, but it's important to set aside time for yourself to recharge. Love that buzzword, recharge, so you don't become burned out. And Emma is correct. Student athlete, goodness gracious, I take my hat off to you. It's so much. It's so much that you're responsible for, and you can get easily burned out. And here's what happens. This is what people in the world do when you get burned out. Life goes on. Their lives move on. Their days move on. And you're looking around like, well, doesn't anybody care? But unfortunately, no. But you do have a circle of people who do care. I don't want you to think that no one cares, but I want you to understand the realization of life. That people they're consumed with their own routine and their own world. So a lot of times they may not pay attention to you. If you burn yourself out, the world will go on. And I want to tell you something real harsh, and you may think I'm just not being sensitive, but I'm going to tell you what my father taught me. He said to me, the world will continue to go on, whether you're happy or sad, whether you're upset, whether you're angry with the world. Life moves on. And if you don't believe me, go to the cemetery and you ask those folks who are lying in the cemetery. I know it's hard, but those are words from my father, Big Ken Curtis, because he understood. He was in management at DuPont. He understood that no matter what goes on in your life personally, life goes on, right? So make your life count. Be good to yourself and make sure you don't burn out, just like Miss Emma said, all right? Nala, mental health is very important. I recently started developing healthy habits. Yay! Each day I write letters to God to express my feelings, and I've noticed a huge difference in the way I feel now. Wow. She's writing to God saying, good morning, God, or good evening, God, or this is what I'm doing, Lord. And when you write that down, seeing that vision really helps to make a huge difference. Thank you, Nala, for sharing that. Get a journal. You know, I was at 13, we used to have little journals with a little locking on until my brother broke the lock. That's another story. And I would write in the journal. And he would grab the journal and tell my mom, ooh, look what Sean is writing. But I would write my feelings down. I was going through, when you're 13, you don't know who you are, what in the world you're doing. And I would write them down. And it really does help. So thank you, Nala, for expressing that. Gotta write that down too. Lega, Miss Legadinga, this session really did come at the perfect time, especially when the stresses of finals and the end of the semester is really important to take time and care for ourselves. Your presentation was great, Mrs. Poe. I love you, Lega. Thank you so much. Yes, we're at the end of the academic year. It's a lot of stress going on. Boom, boom. It's like you're punching all around. You're like, what in the world is going on? And then when the semester ends, all of a sudden, the brakes are pumped and it's like quiet. I know here for us, it's busy, busy, busy. And then once all of you move home and the semester's over, we're sitting around like, it just kind for most of us, it kind of slows down, right? So make sure you take time for yourself. Thank you. Burnout is real. Yes, Miss Craig. Yes, it is. It is real. And it can do a lot of damage to your health. And sometimes, the medication that the doctor may do to try to catch up with what's already happened may take a long time, but it is real. And sometimes I know Miss Craig or Miss Terry has to pull me and say, hey, Miss Poe, you need to take time off or you need to do something. Where are you going? Are you going to Florida? You got to pump those brakes and have that circle of friends, sisterhoods, brotherhood, love, right? Have them around to be able to look out for you and say, hey, they need to tap you on your shoulder, so you need to go sit down somewhere because you're doing a lot. I need you to sit down and take it easy because we want you here. All right. Ramara, I love the reminder to take a step back and feel yourself out to honestly see where you are and what you need. The takeaway for me is to remember that there is strength in caring for yourself so you can be effective in everything else. Balance is challenging, but it's possible. Exactly. Love that. And it starts with you. Put that on a t-shirt. Yeah, I love it. It starts with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that input. And I see a hand raised. I'm just going to read this last one and then we'll address the student whose hand is raised. Julie says she struggled with mental health for a long time. And every time she would ask for help. Julie says that I was pushed to the side. I'm appreciative of the Student Counseling Center because that's where I started my mental health journey. Even though it wasn't a fit for me, I was able to get started, which is always the hardest part for me. I've now been working with my mental health for a while, but it's something that you have to continuously work at. Thank you for the tips to continue my journey. Wow. Julie, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I pray that you'll continue to be able to be on a great and positive path for your mental health. I am so proud of you for putting yourself first to make sure that you're going to be just fine, that you're able to get through every day with even with the struggles that you have that sought help and that you're still seeking help and that you're working on that. Life is about starting over and over and over. And this is exactly what you need to make sure that you'll be able to continue on your journey. Thank you so much for sharing that. Ryan, this was very helpful, and I appreciate the tips and tricks for better self-care. Being a freshman, yes, I remember. In college was a huge adjustment, but maintaining myself and care for myself has been one of the ways I'm able to survive. My takeaway is to take time for myself and to reflect on what I've done and what I will do. Hey, you're welcome, Ryan. Thank you so much for sharing that. Oh my goodness, I'm still a student. I'm a student in the doctoral program. Heaven help me. So I understand about the adjustments and having to try to balance it off. Thank you so much, Ryan. I wish you the very best. And Stephanie says this reminder is timely. My takeaways to set timelines and schedule activities. You're welcome, Stephanie. And yes, please schedule those activities, especially once the semester ends and you have somewhat of a break. Do something fun for yourself every single day. And I mean it. Look forward to doing something that makes you happy, whether it's big or small. And I mean every single day. And I hope that you begin to feel better about yourself. We have a hand raised. I'd like to open the floor to you.
Hey, This is Victor. I want to thank you for the message that you gave through this presentation. I know, like in the past couple of years, my one of the things I was doing was my parents divorcing, which kind of threw my life kind of in a weird culmination of things, and which included like more responsibilities kind of placed on me, and then I never realized how much responsibilities that I need to take care of as life went on, and like some of my grades have went down. I tried my best to put some pieces of my life back together, but they haven't really gotten to place just yet. And even in the past couple years or so. But I also just mostly want to say thank you, and I'll do my best to get to just do better and yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Victor. One, I've always been proud of you, and I'm very proud of you, especially at this very moment. This is not easy for Mr. McMillan to talk about and to share with people that he may not even know, right? And so I appreciate you for being authentic and transparent about your own personal journey. And so just know that we will continue to be your support system, that that my door, if it's not open, you knock on it and you come through. Miss Craig and Miss Terry, the same. We will all be here with you. And so we know how hard you work, Victor, because especially as a STEM major, you're in the lab, you're trying to balance it all, and especially with your own personal life. And sure, especially with parents, that foundation when it's shaken, right? It's almost like an earthquake, splits things, cuts lines in your foundation. I may not fully understand what you're going through, Victor, but I do want you to know that I am empathetic to what you're going through, and that we are here to make sure that you complete your academic journey, but not only that, to make sure that your mental health is first, and that we'll be here to hold you up. We're holding up your arms, all right? And so know that we are all here. And so you're going to be fine. You're going to get through this, right? So if there's any way that we can continue to help you connect with, services or whoever it may be, or just to sit down, we will listen. You've got this, and you're going to be just fine. And we all care about you. All right. So thank you so much, and hope everyone out here has taken heed to what Victor has said, because these feelings are real. This life that you all are going through is real. And just know that you're not alone. You are not alone. We are all here with you. You've got the Hornet Nation right here where we got your back. We're surrounding you like a circle, right? And so we're going to be here for many, many more years. And so whenever you need to come back, once you graduate, just know that you can always reach back and say, well, at least I know I got DSU family who sincerely care about me. Okay. All right. So just, I love to see the activity in the chat. I love to see the communication. And it's just encouraging. And so if you see any, of your classmates on here, or any new classmates you want to stay connected with, especially through the holidays, reach out to each other, whether it's on social media or email, texting, phone calls, virtual meeting. Just know that now this is a new support group for us all, right? So now we have our own support group, and we're always open to invite others in. And I just want you to know, Ms. Craig, I think my time's almost up. They got to get to class. I just want you to know that we here at the Office of Urella, we are here for you. It's not just a cliche, right? It's not just a cliche. We are here to do the very best that we can to keep you all up, and to make sure that you are provided with the tools for mental health and self-care. Listen, there's a lot of stars in the sky, right? But I know the stars are right here where we can see you, reach you, and make sure that you're going to be successful, because we believe in you. Okay. So just know that, continue to go on. You're going to be successful with yourself, with your mental health, with whatever your goals are. And you've got a purpose, because I want to see you all graduate. And when I retire, you got to take care of Miss Poe when she's old and doty. Make that a promise to me, please. All right. Listen, again, everybody, let's give ourselves a hug. Yay. Give yourselves a hug. Turn on the cameras. Let me see you hug yourself, please. If you can. If you can, turn on your camera. Let's all hug each other and sway. Hey, let's hug each other. You're beautiful. Look at the. Where's Stephanie? Let me see Stephanie. Oh, look, Miss Terry. Look. We're all hugging each other. Julie, hi. Mr. Yahiri, hug each other. Oh, bless his heart. Where's Kamara? Stephanie. Come on, Victor, hug. Come on. I need y'all to hug. Stop by and listen. Hugs are free. Stop by our office. We'll give you a free hug. That's right. You don't have to pay for it. It's all free. All right, listen. We love you all here. Continue to take care of you. Continue to be well. We know you're going to do this. You're number one. Be selfish. Say, I'm number one. Point to yourself. I'm number one. That's right. I'm feeling good. Come
All
do it
right,
for everybody.
Mrs. Poe, we appreciate you. This was
All
an
right, I'm gonna get off.
amazing session. Thank you so much for volunteering to take this on. And you can tell in the chat, you touched all of us. It's something that we can walk away with. We can, just things that we can put into practice for us to start learning and taking care of ourselves. So I'm so grateful for you, not only as our leader here with the Office of Urella, but for today, giving us these tidbits and nuggets that we can carry on forward. And so I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for doing this session for us. Yes, we're gonna give you a claps. Thank you. Two more things, guys. Really quick, I'm gonna share. Hopefully you can see. It is next Tuesday. We have the Deputy Secretary of Department of State will be on campus, okay, at 11 o'clock during your common hour. Please come to the MLK second floor parlors. Come hear what he has to say. They are talking about building pipelines for diversity. So they want you working with their agency with internships and job opportunities. They're going to be on campus an hour. It's going to be like 45 minutes, honestly. So come out, dress in your DSU attire, get there on time, help us to welcome them on campus, and then see the information that they're giving. So these are opportunities here stateside and abroad. So if you've ever thought about working abroad, and they're for all majors, okay, so they're looking for everyone, not to put your major down, but they're looking for everyone. So come out, help us show them love, help us show them who we are here at DSU, and for those who attend community service hours. So I see you next Tuesday, 11 o'clock. Come in, make sure you check in, okay? And there is the flyer. And then you guys know what I do. It's the last session. I'm gonna give 3 out, a big one, and then some Starbucks gift cards. So for you guys who are on the line, I took all of you who signed in today. You can see my screen, my wheel of names. Can I get a thumbs up? Wheel of names, you see it? Okay, awesome. We're gonna go 3. First one is the big one, $25 DoorDash gift card. Happy holidays to you. Everybody's holding their breath. Everybody's holding their breath. Oh, it's Miss Ingrid. I think she works downstairs, but you know what? You attended. We appreciate you. I'm in upstairs, second floor, room 200. Come get your gift card from me. All right, next person. Starbucks gift card. And went to Nyla. I think Nyla, you've won a couple times. So thank you for coming. We appreciate you. Email me. I'll put my email in there so you can stop by and pick up your Starbucks gift card. And one more. Make sure you email me to get your cards. It's Amila. I think I said it right, hopefully. I don't want to mess up your last name. So make sure you email me. I will give you a time where you guys can come and get your gift cards. And thank you for joining us this semester. For those of you who are honor students and you've signed in, hopefully you've attended. If you are honor students and you attend our session next Tuesday at 11 o'clock in the MLK, it can qualify for one of your leadership development sessions if you needed to make up. So thank you all for joining us. I wish you a very, very happy holiday, a great end of semester. Get your finals done, whatever this projects, papers, all that good stuff, and then take care of yourself over your session, over your break. All right. Have a great one from the Office of Urella, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
You're so welcome.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Thank you.